this is the water cremation machine. So you can see here it has a handle for opening it up, and inside the machine there's a cage. This cradle is where the individual is placed. So before every water cremation, the cradle is brought out and it breaks in half, so it opens up, and then the individual is placed into the cradle. Anything that is not organic, so any non-cotton clothing, any plastics, anything like that, is removed prior to them being placed in here. And also their weight is taken. And with once they've been weighed and they're in the cradle goes into the machine, and then we measure out the exact amount of potassium hydroxide that we'll need. And the potassium hydroxide is just right here. It's these little white flakes. What was that? Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So this is the potassium hydroxide. These are the white flakes that provide the alkaline that facilitates the actual chemical process to break the person down in the water cremation. It's fairly simple. We just measure out exactly how much of this we need based on the person's weight, and then we place that in with them and seal the door.
Can you pull it out a little bit just
Oh,
for the cradle?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the maximum weight to get in there?
500 pounds, I believe.
Can I get a 500-pound body in there?
Yes. So this is the actual cradle itself, and as you can see, it slides out, and then just slide it right back on in. Once the person's been loaded, you have to make sure to close the door firmly so it gets a good seal, and then it locks in like that. This key screws right in. And then the machine is tilted back and jets that inject more water as needed. Yes?
Does the person go in feet first or head first?
They go in head first, yes. As opposed to normal flame retorts where they go in feet first, yes. And then it takes typically between 3 to 4 hours for the water cremation to actually be done. Once it's completed, the machine is brought down. And unloaded again. After that, the ashes, or what's left over, is essentially a skeleton. It's a very brittle skeleton that's left over. All the bones are then collected and placed onto a tray that then is placed in a oven that we have right here. So after the water cremation is completed, the bones are placed on this tray and then placed in the oven to dry. And that will just remove any residual moisture out of the bones so that they are safe to process, because you don't want to have any moisture remaining, or else you can have issues with mold or things like that. So you have to make sure the ashes are completely dry. And yeah, this is essentially... So they're not... Yeah, it's not... generally the bones aren't fully intact. They're usually broken into pieces. So you might have kind of larger parts of like the skull or something like that still intact, but rarely does the skull or any of the the long bones or anything come out fully intact. Usually they're broken into kind of fragments. After the process is done, they're extremely brittle. They'll break apart just with basically the touch of a hand. So they're very fragile. They have to be dried before they're safe to be processed, so they can be placed in their urn. But after the drying's complete, we move the ashes to here, which this is our processor. Now, what the processor does, you place the ashes out in this little tray here, and that's where you can do any kind of sorting. So you remove anything like if they have a titanium hip or any other kinds of implants that wouldn't be able to be safely processed. Those are then removed at this stage and then sent to a recycler. After that, this little hatch is opened and the ashes are moved down this little chute. Once all the ashes are in here, the machine is then turned on and it will turn the ashes into a fine powder that then goes into a urn that is attached down here.
Is it a grinder or what is it?
Yes, so the inside here, it's a grinder. It's just two metal blades that grind the ashes over a screen that turns them into the fine powder that the families get back for ashes. It's the same. It's very much the same process.
Cremation?
Yes, exactly. It's the exact same process for cremation. So with somebody who's been cremated, their bones are also just very brittle fragments, and the exact same process happens. We have ashes that are right about to be processed right there, and they are just placed into that machine and then processed down into the fine powder that the family will receive back in the urn.
Those are from what process?
Those are from normal cremation.
And
So-
that's one person now?
Yes, that is one person. So yes, it's usually around 8 to 10 pounds of ashes after all the processing's done. So